Welcome to episode 2 of the Sales Chauffeur. We have Brent Winter with us today. Brent has been an Arena League football coach, head coach, right? Head coach. He has been a business development representative, and now he is a manager of other business development representatives. I wanted to start today, Coach, and ask you first, what are the key qualities of those 3 roles that you think have carried through all of them that are most important to you today?
I think that's a pretty simple answer for me. It's 5 things that I really look at. There's persistence, resilience, work ethic, coachability, and not last but least, passion.
In your current role as manager of business development representatives, of those 5, have you seen what have you seen to be a common difficulty for people that are just entering the business development world?
Excellent question. You guys, as you know, I do a lot of self-evaluation. I'm always trying to improve or perfect what we're trying to do. And I've asked myself that exact same question. And the biggest problem, if I understand you correctly, is to what degree each one of those 5s is required for you to do in this type of job compared to previous jobs that you've done outside of sales. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you're talking about finding where the gaps are in a person. And I think part of why I'm asking that question too is if you need all 5 to be successful, I guess in a way, what have you found yourself coaching up the most?
Increasing the degrees.
Right.
So in my personal opinion, the people that we hire here have those 5 elements. Now, 3 of the elements may be at a 22%, or 2 of the elements may be at an 88%. It doesn't matter. What I'm striving to do is get balance across those, because when you start to look at most every human being has some type of resilience. They have some persistence. They have a work ethic. They have passion about what they're doing, and they have coachability. But each element that we try to perfect in our job, it requires a more percentage of a balance of all 5 of those things. So I don't believe any one person's the same. So it's different in every person that I try to manage on the team.
Okay. Well, since everyone is different, has their own relative percentages and scales, what kind of techniques have you used, or have you found a certain set of techniques coaching-wise, or how does that work for you?
Really good point. In the beginning, me having a background in teaching, I always wanted to present every bit of information to everybody I was coaching as a practical, audio, and visual. Because everyone learns at a different rate and they learn differently.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure it was reaching the masses as a whole. Then what I started doing is working back from that and trying to tie my motivation and my elements of motivation, which was your question, what has worked, into how they learn, and then which one of those 5s needs a little start to try to get them motivated. So my motivation was to try to bring out what they already do well, and then include a little competition for them for things they do wrong. And it's going to be an ongoing search the rest of my career, I can tell, because certain people that I approached year 1, I turned around and did an opposite approach to them in year 2. And I've seen results on both sides. So I guess to answer your question is no, there's no exact science to it. I mean, it's a constant day-to-day thing of trying to understand your people.
It's all about knowing the people, right? And learning your people, and I mean, we're always growing and changing as individuals, so we're going to be finding what works for different people.
Right. And I think a key ingredient to that too is keeping the mindset, and everybody kind of laughs at this, but it was explained to me by a really good football coach one time, is you got to keep remembering that the horse is more important than the jockey. Jockeys do have an important role in what they do, but he's not going anywhere on that track without the horse. So as a manager, I've got to constantly remind myself that the most important element is the person that's doing the actual inside sales. And I'm just here to guide and try to support to get to that point. And I think as long as you keep that as an outlook, you got a chance of being successful.
Right. Well, last question. You have a wealth of knowledge, a lot of experience in leading people. If you could tell yourself when you started, either coaching, just started leading people, give yourself one piece of advice based on what you know now, what would it be?
My father did the best thing ever. He was also a coach and a superintendent and a teacher and principal and all that stuff. And he gave me the 3 best elements when I asked him, hey, I want to start going into this profession. What do I do? He says, number 1, be humble. Number 2, learn from experience. And number 3, show up and give your best every day that you can do. He said, because that 3rd element will show caring. And I've tried to do those 3 things every day that I come into the office, and it's been working for me for 25 years. So I really think that's the key, is be humble, learn and expect to learn from experience, and then be persistent in how you come in with your work ethic every day, your positive attitude.
Excellent.
I think that's it.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking a drive.
No, it was nice, and you drove very well. I got to give you credit.
I've had some practice.
With driving, I got to be honest with you, I was a little skeptical at first, but nice job. Very well done.
Hey, hope you watch it. Feel free to comment below. We'd appreciate any of the leadership best practices you have, since that was the gist of our topic today. So thanks for watching, and join us next time.